Okay, second part of the fireplace build, and I'm ready to actually get started on building out the frame. Let me show you what I'm thinking. So I've kind of mapped out on the wall. This looks a bit high for me. Like this looks kind of tall, but I'm gonna set the fireplace a little bit elevated from the floor in case I decide that I want to tile the floor a little bit around it, like a sort of a flat hearth. A hearth that's not raised very much. I might do in the future. I don't know. I don't want to close the door on it. So I'm going to raise the fireplace just a touch off the floor. I think the width of a 2x4, like 3.5 inches off the floor. So it seems kind of tall, but I looked up the standard mantle height and it's 54 inches off the floor. So that's what it is. But there seems to be so much space between the top of the fireplace and the mantle, but it could be because there's no mantle there right now and it's just, but I'm not necessarily planning on doing a mantle. I'm planning on just kind of having the wall turn the corner into the, I'll put a picture in to show you what I mean. So I don't know. For now, I'm going to work with this height though, because it is the standard height. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna get started on building out this frame. Okay, here's what I got so far. I'm just sort of playing around with heights. I haven't attached any of this yet. I just cut them down to size. So I'm gonna build it, this part 7 inches deep. Basically two 2x4s butted up to each other. Let's set it that high off, and then that will help distribute some of this excess height. Plus, maybe I will do a mantle. If it looks too tall, I'll do a mantle like that of wood or something. Okay, we're getting there. But got a bunch of pieces cut. At this point, I need to drill pocket holes into these guys to attach them to the base frame, and I have a pocket hole jig. I've never used it yet, so I'm gonna first figure out how to use it, and then come back and attach the vertical pieces to the base frame. And then I've got the verticals for the height of the mantle here on the side, and I've run out of wood. So I'm gonna have to call it a night for tonight and then go get some wood tomorrow or at some point and then continue. So I'll be back once I have more wood. I'll be right back. And it'll be in the same video, so you don't have to wait very long. Look at all the screws I have. I love it. So exciting. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 3.5 inch. And when I was at the store, I was like, okay, this is definitely plenty. But now I kind of wish I also got 2.5 inch. So there you go. Can never have enough sizes. Tools I'm using are a square, a level. I will use, I haven't used it yet. I was using the drill, but then I switched it out for the impact driver, which I recommend. It's a lot easier to drive the screws in that way. And then I also have a clamp, which I haven't used yet, but I imagine I might need it when I'm attaching some of these pieces. So yeah, just basic tools. Also, I still have to remove the baseboard along the wall here. I haven't done that yet, but I will. That way the frame will sit flush against the wall. So that's where we're at. I'll be back when I have more wood, and yeah, exciting. It's coming together. So I decided to take this base apart, and I'm gonna make that the base with these two pieces just side by side rather than them stacked up on top, because I'm just worried that it'll be a little bit too high. I want the fireplace to look as if it's just sitting on the floor. I think that'll make it look more realistic. So, but I don't want it to actually sit on the floor because who knows, in the future I might want to tile around it, or I might actually lay floor on top of this floor, because this is actually just I mean, it's the original floor. A lot of people would lay like a hardwood floor on top of this. These are just pine boards, which, I mean, for now I actually like this. I think it's charming, but I just don't want to close the door on the future if I do want to lay a floor on top of this, because this was sort of meant to be like a temporary situation because it's technically subflooring. So yeah, so that's why I want it to sit up a little bit, but I want it to still look as if it's on the floor. So I'm changing the base. Here we go. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. It's been honestly a really frustrating process. So far, what I'm finding the most challenging is the fact that I want the insert to kind of be recessed a little bit in the center and then have these two sides of it coming out. And I'm not even talking about that much, like 2-3 inches, because I feel like it'll look more realistic that way, but it's been really hard for me to figure out how to frame it together. And I don't think it's necessarily a hard thing, but my brain just doesn't work that way. I have a hard time thinking spatially, if that makes sense. So unless, Ocean, watch out, watch out. Yeah, and then obviously like lots of interruptions and I'm trying to work on this, which is frustrating. So this is where I'm at. I'm not really filming the process that much because I'm just literally staring and trying to figure out the angles and how to attach the boards together and all that, because I've never done any framing before, so it might seem obvious to others, but like I have the pocket hole jig. I'm not even finding that very simple to use in terms of placement, I guess. I'm finding that kind of complicated. I'm not exactly sure how to place it on the wood, if that makes sense. So I thought that that would be smoother, but that's going kind of hard. So I'm trying to do it without using the pocket hole jig, which I think pocket holes make this a lot easier. But I did successfully do this side. I just don't know how to attach this to the centerpiece, but I'll figure that out next. And right now I'm going to try to build up the other side so at least the two sides are done, and at least there will be some progress tonight. So I'm going to get back to that. I'm literally just measuring and cutting wood, and I think you've seen enough of my dark basement for me to bother filming down there again as I cut more wood. So I'll try to film, I mean, then otherwise I'm screwing the stuff in. But yeah, I'm going to get back to it and try to finish the other side tonight. So we're at so far. Let's see how I've attached. Just used things like that to attach it. It's not even flush. Okay, here's an update for you. I don't think I filmed, I don't remember the last time I filmed how far along I was, but I remember just feeling so frustrated. So I just had to slow it down, take my time, undo some things, adjust some things, not, you know, so when you place something in, just know it's not necessarily going to permanently stay there, because sometimes you do the next step and then you realize that that previous step isn't working, etc. So anyways, this is where we're at. I got the fireplace fitted in and it fits. So the next step is to drywall. And then I want to do, I think I want to do Venetian plaster on the outside. I was debating carrying the wall all the way up to the ceiling, which I still might do in the future, but I think for now I'm going to finish it at this and then go from there. And then also I might do some built-in shelving here on this wall, maybe on this wall as well. But for now I just want to kind of finish this project and live with it for a bit and see how I feel. So the next step is to get some drywall and do some mudding and taping, and then either finish it off with paint or plaster. I think I'm gonna go with plaster. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's looking good. I feel like it gives this room a focal point and it kind of grounds the space, which is really nice because it almost felt like the room in some way, it felt almost too large in some ways. And it's not the largest room, but I don't know how to explain, but it just, something felt off about it, and this is feeling really nice. And the fireplace looks great. I'm really happy with it. It looks pretty natural. It's not one of the ones that changes to different colors. I didn't want that. I just wanted something that looked kind of more realistic. And that's also why I went with doing this indent. I don't know if you can see, but it's set back. The insert is set back from the outside of the frame. And that was actually what was giving me like one of the biggest headaches into building this, because all of the other tutorials I watched on this, they always just built like a flat square box, and that would be so much easier. Now that I've done it this way, it would have taken me way less time. So I hope this is worth it. I hope it does help it look, I guess, more realistic. I think it will though, because if you look at at real fireplaces, they usually are recessed a bit. I didn't want it to look like the screen was just sort of, attached on top of the wall and sticking out from the wall. So I think this will help add to the character of it. But it definitely was a huge headache to do. And actually, now that I did it, I realized I could have done it a different way to make it easier, but too late now. So, yeah, this part's done. I think I'm looking forward to the drywall part. I know a lot of people don't like drywalling. I have like tiny bit of experience with it because I patched a large cutout in Sienna's room already, and I didn't mind it. So it's kind of relaxing in a way. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and then I will plaster. Also, I'll show you this fireplace came with a wall mount to adjust. So I'm trying to decide where to install that. My regular furnace wall mount is there, so I could put it under, but I think what I'm gonna do is actually just hide it on the side here. I could alternatively put on this wall, but the thing is I want to leave myself options for installing floor to ceiling shelving here in the future, so I don't want it to impede on that. I'm so happy it's all wired up and connected. Let me show you how it looks. So this is on middle setting. I'll show you all the settings once I actually get it like fully connected, but yeah, stoked. And I'm also really happy that I moved my tools all in from the garage into the basement for the winter because my garage isn't heated. And I'm in Ontario. We get very, very cold winters. So I moved all my tools in this winter into the basement, and I like it a lot more because it's just been a lot easier to just, constantly go back and make more cuts rather than putting my shoes on, going all the way outside to the garage. So I'm going to keep everything down there in the basement. And eventually I want to finish off my basement space, but that's a whole other project. It needs waterproofing first. So one thing at a time. Okay, I'll see you when I have some drywall. Kiwi got a haircut. Hi, Kiwi. Hi, honey. You look so pretty with your new haircut. Yes, you do. She had a spa day yesterday. You're so cute. Yes, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Aw, such a good girl.